What's going on, guys? It's Music Player 1979 coming from West Texas. November 23rd, 2014. I want to show you this picture, and I want to explain what I see in this picture. And I hope by the time we're done with this video, you might see a little bit more of what I'm seeing. From this area to this area is a large object. These are the objects within it. These objects at the moment are going from the right side of the screen to the left side of the screen and up. Okay? These large objects are making themselves down and around the back side of this massive object. And while doing so, it creates havoc within everything around it. Very unique, guys. Here you can see the connection of a large object. Very large. And the beautiful lining that connects it, which is the debris of objects that are climbing over it. When we further ourselves through this video, I'll try to show you in different color spectrums. That way you can see within the areas you cannot see. Before we start off, you can see a light anomaly here. This splits several objects. As these objects are moving all around this, they create disturbances with each other. And of course, with heavy disturbance, create brightness because of the fresh interaction and the brightly lit oxide that's created from it. Now, with the chemicals coming off of the system, it creates the same idea as a contrail does with the aluminum and barium, among other chemicals that they've been spraying in our skies. It's very beautiful, guys. Very beautiful. If we pay closer attention, you can see large wings. Angel wings. This is created from objects that go from underneath over the front, and with the gravity and the direction of travel creates open arms. And in turn, with each object going their separate ways, creates the angel. You can see it. It's very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. And this is very biblical. Revelation speaks about this and is very accurate on the stories within it. Whether people believe the stories in the Bible to be true as in real life, some of them may be. But as this system has came in through my eyes, I can see the idea of why men saw what they saw and wrote what they wrote. So civilizations after them that were able to survive their cataclysm was able to spread the word to men to survive the next time. You'll notice that as the system passes you in your region, you'll see sudden things start to happen. It might be a headache that comes upon you. It might be the feeling of a sudden vibration that's very soft, but yet the tone that is with this vibration is off key. So it creates a fluctuation. You may notice your electronics malfunctioning. And again, this is created from the system. This is created from the positive and negative interaction, you may notice a change in temperature, a sudden drop of 10-15 degrees. We can look through our records, delve into the past, and we know that there have been sudden freezes. Just like the movie Day After Tomorrow. I started having these visions back in June, a couple months after spotting what I thought to be a celestial body out on the southwest side at about 7 o'clock or so. While following this system for the last couple of years, I've seen some phenomenal things with it. One of the first visions that I experienced was off the south side. I peered into what seemed to be a small area within a tower, a stone tower. I observed Joseph on the left, Mary on the right, and Jesus in the middle. And as these planets started to rotate themselves in a beautiful orange salmon color, God brought me out so I could observe more in depth the outsides of what was going on. And it looked like stone. Now, at the time, I didn't know Revelations spoke about this. I had no idea about the clouding that would resemble the stone feature. After he started showing me, I just started seeing them over and over and over, constantly, for quite some time. I saw the Lamb on the west side. I saw Jesus kneel down and put his hands underneath the chin of this lamb and kiss it on the nose. And yet this was the system and its planets rotating around, making this picture. As this system has came in, I've seen just pure stories with it. Drew my curiosity was the forms that seemed to go together, that seemed to go from each side and bring themselves in to unite with one another. This created, again, wars of people and created the posturization and the gestures that these clouds gave. And while these objects are moving around this cloud all the time, it again creates life within it. With the colors and the way it moves, it's amazing. The deepest misconception to the human's mind is this cannot be true because we were not taught this in school. This defies the laws of physics. This is not supposed to happen. I saw a man holding his daughter in his left hand. And they were looking off into the northwest as this parade of a system came in from the south west into the northwest. And as it made its turn, the daughter's face began to turn a little bit. It began to turn towards her dad's shoulder. And as God took me closer to the father and daughter, I noticed that she began to cry. And then I observed her dad's face moving towards hers, shielding her face from what was around them. And I realized then, during that vision, that it was the father protecting the daughter and saying that this has to come. This has to pass. This must take place. I looked off in the north and I saw beautiful large thrones. Large. Going from the northwest all the way up to the northeast. And sitting in those thrones seemed to be people with large canes. Large. Guys, I've seen some strange things that as the common man I cannot explain, only to say it's from God. I'm okay with knowing that there is one creator. I do believe that a lot of stories that are depicted in the Bible are derived from the system itself. The way it elegantly sways back and forth through its movement, going to and fro and hitting just about everything in its path and creating beauty. There are so many things that are taking place around the world from this system. The sheer amount of earthquakes and volcanic activity is amazing. I want to thank you guys for joining the channel and viewing the video. I may not always be right on the things that I see, but I must share them because I'm told to. Until next time, this has been Music Player 1979 coming from West Texas. Much love.